There we go, there we go. Right, so just some more explanation as to some of the little bits what went on yesterday. As you can see, here is a whole bunch of people, yeah? So these two gates here and here can kind of get shut off. Now, you imagine with all of these punters here, you imagine how it would look on the English heritage staff, you know, if they were to be seen to, how do you say, physically attack a bunch of peaceful protesters, try and make out that they were the ones that were non-peaceful. It's funny how they came all tooled up and jacketed up ready for the event. So now you imagine a subsequent scenario. You have a bunch of peaceful protesters in this area here. English heritage know what time that is happening. So at the time that is happening, they close these permissible gates. They shut it off to the public. They made it so the way in is barriered off. Now the legality is if any of the protesters then climb over subsequent fence or gate, that means that's then a legal entrance. If we walk in when the gates are open, it's just a case of civil trespass and it's an arguable thing, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but with the gates closed, then that is obviously it becomes an offence as you kind of climb the erected, petition, blah blah blah. So closing the gates off at 12 o'clock was obviously their plan, leading subsequent protesters to a situation where they had to head off this direction. When subsequent protesters get to a place where, guess what, there's no big viewing public to see what's going on, that's when they then get jumped. That's when they then meet upon the violence that ensued from English heritage staff towards the protesters. The video footage of this event on our behalf is ridiculous, really. It clearly shows the head of security of English heritage grabbing hold of one side of a peace banner, hitting himself with the subsequent side of peace banner, then removing the stick from the banner, only to imply that the stick was then used as an offensive weapon. Personally, I've been here and I've sort of witnessed these events, and in my stomach it's just sickening. To be honest, it's just sickening. It's a total and utter deliberate plan of sabotage. See, look at that. Even talking about me, just like making my little video. You have a male here, he's about 6'1", no hair, blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. Why? All because of people wishing to have their religious right to their church. It's not, to them, it's not a tourist attraction. To them, it's their church. Imagine how you would feel if to enter just your place of worship you had to pay the same as somebody coming to visit a tourist attraction at a really extortionate high value of money. Sure, Mr. American who comes here to visit England, sure, he comes here and he's like, hey, I gotta go and see Stonehenge. Well, sure, he wants to come and see Stonehenge, and he's happy to pay his monies to do that. But I'm a bit different to that, you see. I'm not just a Mr. American who who, hey, I want to go and see Stonehenge. You know, sorry, Mr. Norman, Disney and Young, but I don't care about your visitor centre. I don't want your posh little tricks. I don't care about how much you wish to waste diesel in these buses. I mean, just think about that, people, yeah? You've got a journey where you have buses heading from here multiple times a day. They talk about environment. They talk about how we should preserve this environment. Yet these buses, no sooner have they got through their gear changes than they have to back down through their gear changes. Any engine that is going through its gear changes is way more pollutant than a vehicle that is just travelling along for a long distance. We all know this. We all use more fuel around town, right? So all of these buses, look, full of people heading on their way. They've come and done their tourist thing. Look, chugga 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 chugga, chugga 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 chugga. Well, that's fine for them. That might be fine for them. But me personally, yeah. Me personally, I'm just going to keep my row down because. Morning. For me personally, it's a different kettle of fish. You see, because I'm not Mr. American who wants to come here on a tourist thing. This place beats in my heart. This place pumps through my veins. The people who have trod here for thousands of years, building up this place, the people who lived here as their place. Well, this is my place. I'm still here. Do you get what I mean? I'm living here right now. And these stones, they called me. Do you get what I mean? It's not about whether it's about this. It's about that I'm a carbon-based life form that integrates with this. It's about that. So why is it that around every other site around the UK, I can walk in free pilgrim, I can walk in, I can sit, I can meditate, I can just be amongst my energy, I can put my energy out. You know, I don't want to get too hippie on it, sound like, oh, I put my love and energies out there, but it's true. And that's what they're preventing. You know, that's why the fence is there. That's why I look like the weird muggy cunt on this side of the fence, whilst all these lovely paying people wander on the other side of the fence. It's a barrier. So what they're doing right now, monopolising on a cash cow. Get it? It's a much bigger picture that we're fighting here, right? How on earth can they? How on earth can I, as just a spiritual person of Britain, wishing to put my energies out to help all of the other spiritual people of Britain, how on earth am I meant to be able to walk inside there, sit, meditate, put my love out through the love energy when they got this lot going on? You get what I'm saying? A few years ago, I hitchhiked and walked all the way here from Norwich 200 and something or other miles. I did it, you know, just as a bit of an old school thing. I you know, wanted to see if I could still like hitchhike those kind of distances, you know. So you know, so I didn't end up getting too many rides. I ended up having to walk some probably about 90 odd miles of the journey. By the time I got here, my feet were dead. I came in from Amesbury, like way over, and came in over the hills there, and I wandered in, came in at night, sort of fairly evening, sort of night time. I'd walked, like I say, and travelled the 200 odd miles, soaked through. So I was coming to one place. I was coming to sit in the middle here. So I get to this far, and there's a fence. There's a fence because Mr. Norman Disney and Young wants to just keep monopolising on the sheep that want to just keep walking around it. I'm sorry to be so offensive towards the people that have paid, and you know, but do they not all understand? Do they not get it? At the end of the day, let's look at this from a point of view of like space and time, a little bit like that. There's 7 billion people on this planet, yeah? There's 7 billion of us. And really, there isn't one of us that can really truly say how come there's 7 billion people on a ball flying through some black stuff at 64,000 miles an hour, you know, and there isn't one of us that really has a fucking clue as to why we're really here, as to why it is that, you know, do you get what I mean? You answer me. Why? What is it? Humanity? What? You know, how come it's on this ball at 64,000 miles an hour through space? So you tell me what gives the right to one person or a selected bunch of peoples to tell another bunch of peoples that a bunch of stones that have been here for thousands of years belongs to them. It's ours. We'll make money on it. The funny thing is like some people don't even realise like what some things are, you know. Like it's like you can see they like to keep a nice couple of little hippie vans here. It's kind of nostalgic. It's almost like another little exhibition for them, you know, like all these lovely tourists here get to look over. I had a brief glimpse of what the hippie culture was. It's almost like they've taken the Beaker period and shoved it in a nice little glass box over there, made it so people can go and view. Oh yes, this is what the New Age traveller community was about. It was about, you know, So of course they don't mind having a couple of you tucked up on the drove. You know, because it's like another little exhibition. It keeps that time period in its place, doesn't it? Keeps it so, you know, we can all go, yes, there we are. There's a glimpse into the hippie culture of, you know. Well, all the times are a change, right, mate? How are you? It's a lovely day, isn't it? Do you almost, like me, want to kind of like bleat like a sheep? Do you almost want to just go, bah! Yeah. Yeah, it's like march him in, march him out. So yeah, I guess this video went a little bit longer than I thought. I was actually just going to show you what was going on with the gate part with yesterday's kind of protest, and how Mr. English Heritage's planned attack on a bunch of peaceful protesters planned out. That was the initial intention of this video, you know. But I guess it's got a bit longer than that. But at least we've kind of made some little progress. You know, at least some people yesterday heard something, you know. So I guess now, this is me checking out, but I'm glad that I came and had this next visit, because it's actually shown me a lot about the new layout, about how other strategies can go forward. There's one thing I know, that's crowds of people. That's one thing that I know. So now that I've seen how your little bus terminals are turning around, now this little thing's working out. Yeah, I know you'll listen to this, Mr. English Heritage. I would think about that. You know,